Welcome to H2K Infosys. H2K Infosys is a e-verify business based in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. We provide 100% job-oriented, instructor-led, face-to-face, true live online software training programs. It also includes access to cloud test lab with software tools. We provide live project for you to work on. We also provide assistance with mock interviews, resume preparation and review, and job placement assistance. H2K Infosys is trusted by so many students across the world. H2K Infosys provides world-class services in IT training with real-time project work for corporates and individuals, special IT training for MS students in the United States, software design, development, QA manual and automation, performance testing and maintenance, IT staff augmentation, job placement assistance, and tech support.
Okay, so I'll click load it, and then we will look at the other scenario. Best connect maybe. What you have to do is you just open slide application manually so that you will see the process. Okay. Make sure that the slide application is open. You just open it manually, and then you will see the slide exe in the process. So you need, once you start Windows my slide application, right? Just click back and then come to this list again, so that it will show that it will refresh the list and show you the slide.exe. Okay, so now let's any questions on this? Recurring scenarios?
Sam, I can't see the slide EXT file on the, that when I try to close the application process, I go to the next slide, I don't see the running process, the slide for the EXT file.
Yeah. Okay. So basically what happens is, you have to open that flight application, manually save. It's basically like as I mentioned, right, it's a task manager. So even right now, like if you look at on this system, I don't see any flight, right? Here, the list whatever it shows in that QTP also the same list, what is displayed in the task manager. Then in order to see the flight 4a.txt, you need to open that application. So you just open application manually, right? So then you see here now the flight a4.exe is listed. Okay? So make sure that application is open. After adding scenario, do we have to save the script or it doesn't matter? So at any time, basically you can save your script. Okay? So it's so that you don't lose anything.
Sir, why did you say that you have to open the application manually? I didn't get it.
Because the people are complaining, right? They asking, okay, whenever she do this recurrent scenario, um, she's not seeing in this list, say, close application process. She's saying like if she don't see this slide 48. So basically, whenever you close this application, right? So you don't see the slide 48 in this list. So if you want to see that slide 48.exe in this list, so you need to open application. Then only it shows. Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. So now let's look at we have to just once. Yes, let's connect the recovery scenarios. You're going to create it's just like a one-time job, but whenever just you feel like okay, I need some more recovery scenarios to handle more errors, then you keep adding that, right? It's just one-time job. To handle more than another, like one, do we have to create different recovery scenarios, or in one you can handle all of them? Yes. So you can create all scenarios in one scenario file. That's what I'm going to explain now. Okay. So we now created a scenario to handle the test scenario. Now, how to basically coming to maybe your question, we are going to create recovery scenarios even before we develop the scripts. Okay, as part of your framework, you are going to identify what are the most frequently, what are the general errors that may come during your script execution. Like one is test data issues. That is anyway the most frequently occurred errors in the script execution. So we are going to create a recovery scenario on that. That way just we are going to identify, and then you create the recovery scenarios for that, and then you develop your scripts. Okay? So that all these recovery scenarios will be applicable to all the scripts in the project. So once you create a test data, just one error recovery scenario, you need not create that for each and every script. Okay? Just you create one time, and then check the checkbox, default settings. So let's say for example here, when I develop a new script, right? Okay, so I'm going to develop a new script, and then what happens? If you look at here, the file settings, automatically if you go to the recovery section, you see that slight test and error will automatically add to this particular script also. That way now you need not create those scenarios again and again, because you already checked as the default test setting. So this scenario is added because this is a new test you are developing. New script. That scenario is added. Okay. So that is the advantage you get once you check that default test setting. So, okay, what are the other recovery scenarios you can create? Okay, so again, I'm going to say resources recovery scenario manager, and then I can open the same scenario file, the one that we created before, right? So select here, open, then it's going to show you, say, the what are the part and price scenarios, right? This is the scenario file we created. So open that, and then it's going to show you what are the scenarios in this file. Now if I go and add one more scenario to this same file. So click on this, again new scenario button, and then click next. So application crash. So whenever application crash, I want to handle that. So select this option, application crash, click next. And then whenever application crash, again I think I need to open application. So usually whenever application crash, then what you do? Okay, think in general. Forget about QTP and all that stuff. Whenever application crash, what you do? Say your Microsoft Word application crashed. Then what you do? So you open your task manager and then kill that process, right? So you come here and then select that and then say end it down. Or you go to the process and then select the process and click on end process. whenever application crash. Right? So in QTP also you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to identify, say click next, and then you're going to identify which process you want to close. So you say, whenever application crash, say flight application crash, I want to close that application process. Say flight 4a.exe and then click on this add button. Okay? Because this is application crash scenario, I want to close this application process. Click next, next, and then in this process, like mainly, you're going to close the application process. Click next, like query.exe, add, click next. So do you want to add any other operation? So, okay, in this particular case, I don't have any other operation. But in my I want to close the application process. That's it, because it's the application crash. So click next. Okay, then what you want to do? That is a prerequisite scenario. Because this application crash error, I want to close the process. That is the prerequisite scenario. Then post-requisite scenario, what you want to do with the script execution. Okay, so you want to repeat the current test run? Yeah, just I want to execute the test again. So restart the current test run. And then click next. Then you can select the flight application crash. Then describe it. So this scenario handle application crash exception for flight application. Okay. So this way you're going to describe the particular scenario. Then click next and then check these two checkboxes. Finished. So that you will get one more scenario added to the same file. Clear? Any questions?
What is the main difference between application crash and application test run error? What is the main difference? Because I felt the steps were exactly the same.
No. Test run error is basically to deal with your test data related issue. See, whenever just you run, basically that's not the application crash, right? Test data related test run error is to deal with your test data. Like say when you look at your previous script, okay, I think I will close this window. So when you look at your previous script, so this is where you provided your wrong data. So in order to handle this kind of messages, you have to go for test run errors. Whereas when you are running your script, your application itself is crashed. Okay, there is your test data is good, but application is crashed. That is application crash scenario.
Okay. But weren't the steps the same? Yeah, I understand the difference, but the steps, were the steps and options not similar?
No. In case of recovery, in case of test run error, you have two steps, right? First you need to handle that. Say, okay, let me open that. So this is the test run error. So here, this is a test run error. You are adding two steps. The first step is you need to handle that error message because you will get an error message like an error. And then at the same time you are going to close the application also. But here actually the application is not crashed. But because you want to start again all the way for the next iteration, right? That's why you are closing the application at that moment. Okay? So other like what happens if you don't do that application close, whenever you run the script, okay, let me disable that scenario and then run the script so that okay, I disable this secure scenario and run the script. Oh, okay. Anyway, I think your script is going to work this time. Okay, so for example, I'm going to pass some bank data. Okay, so now I'm going to run the script. Okay, so this is the second iteration. And you see now, because on one side, like you got an error message saying that run error, and it says like it cannot identify that particular item from this fly to object because the London city is wrong. The name itself is wrong and it cannot find that particular item in this list. So you have to create two steps here. One step is to handle this error message. That is what you selected the keyboard operation, and you are going to click the default button on this window. Okay? And then the second part is you are going to close this application. Close application process. Otherwise, like what happens is when it goes to the third iteration, again it has to start from the beginning, right? So it has to open application, log in, and then create order. That is your script. So if you don't close application process in this scenario, what happens? You see like two flight reservation windows. Then your script will hang up there. Because the QTP don't understand which window it has to handle. That's why you're doing two steps here. One step is to handle this error message, the other step is to close your application. And then your execution will go to the third iteration, it opens the application and then it creates the order. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Whereas application crash is different scenario altogether. In case of application crash, you don't see this window at all. Like it gives some error message saying that your application is crashed. That is the scenario where you are going to handle through application crash. Okay? Any other questions? Is it clear? These two scenarios. Test run error and application crash. In case of application crash, you don't see this particular window at all. Okay. Then, yes, that's what I mentioned, like we are going to do all these scenarios before we do scripting for the project. Okay? We create most of the common scenarios. We create all of them as part of the framework. We do our scripting. Okay. And the next one is say object exception. So in this particular case, this flight button disable or enable. How you are going to handle that? That is the object state exception. I think probably we can do those remaining exceptions like object state and pop-up windows in tomorrow's class. Okay. So if you have any questions, let me know. Or we close the session now.
Sir, if you have a couple of minutes, can you check on that library, the function one that we worked on yesterday?
Yes. Okay. I can look at your system. But before that, anybody have any questions? So if you don't have any questions, we are done for today. Yes, I'm going to send a class note. Yesterday's and today's by email today. Okay. Anybody having any questions before I look at? All right. Thank you. You can share your system.
Sure.
So many of our students have given testimonials on how our training programs are. You will find them on kudzu.com and on our website h2kinfosys.com. On our website h2kinfosys.com, you will also find more detailed information on who we are, the courses that we offer, what each course covers. Also, if you're interested in a demo program, please register on our homepage on the left-hand side. Just give us more information about yourself and we will send you a link for a demo class. The demo class is absolutely free. Experience our commitment by just attending an orientation workshop at no cost. Our team of faculty and advisors are here to guide you with the right information. If you still have more questions, please feel free to call us. Call us at 770-777-1269. This is a United States number. If you're calling from the UK, call us at 020-337-17615. You can also email us at training@h2kinfosys.com or h2kinfosys@gmail.com. Thank you for watching our videos. We wish you a great career in information technology.